Time now for a look at the market stats. And here in Waterloo Region, sales surged 25.5% month over month. However, when we look at that year-over-year data, very different story. Sales are in fact down around 8% compared to last year at this time, with 340 units sold. Inventory, it remains tight. This lack of new supply is keeping the market competitive, while new listings are down nearly 16% year over year. Properties sitting on the market a bit longer, just as we saw elsewhere, on average 37 days. That is an increase of 54% from a year ago. As for pricing here, the average sale price in Waterloo Region now stands at just over $725,000, and that also is a decrease of 5.6% from last year. So what does this mean for buyers and sellers? Marty Fraser, the Bearded Realtor from Bosley Real Estate, joins us in studio today to look at those numbers. So let's start with the buyers, Marty. What does that mean?
Yes, thank you, Kyle. So today for buyers, they do have more opportunity, more choice, and their pace to purchase these days is not what we've been used to over the last few years. Because of this opportunity, buyers are being picky, they're taking their time, and they're really selecting the property that they believe is right for them. And they really want the cosmetically updated property. They're staying away from the homes that do need a little bit of work. So they're feeling a lot more confident about the way they're able to approach the market, given, again, it is not operating at the same pace that it was a few years ago.
So is this what we call a buyer's market then?
This is a buyer's market in some price points. Right now in what I'm going to call the mid-tier, the 600 to 900K range, there are listings out there, but some of those are, if they are pretty, are still getting multiple offers. So in those cases, that is more of a seller's market, but it's more in a case-by-case scenario.
So you mentioned that people want something that's updated, maybe a little bit more move-in ready. They're being picky. So does that mean if you're thinking to sell, you should maybe start throwing some paint on the wall, making sure the place is really cleaned up?
So for a seller, yes, you do need to have a staging or a plan in place in order to make your home look the best. Again, because buyers do have choice, now more than ever, we need to make sure that the home's clean, neat, tidy, presents well, shows well, so that you can be the one that gets the offer versus your neighbor who might also be listed at the same time.
Okay, so let's talk about sellers now, because no matter how many times I hear realtors say it, a lot of sellers seem to still think they can get that 2021, 2022 price for their home. But that's not the case. So when we look at these market stats, what do sellers need to know?
So sellers really need to know right now what they're going to come in competition with if they were come to the market today. 3-4 years ago, we were looking at past solds because there was no other opportunities in the neighborhood because inventory was so low. So we would look at those past sales, price accordingly. Now you need to look at your competition. So we do a deep dive with those other listings, look at pictures and say, how does my house now compare to those? And then price competitively, because if only a few sales are happening in your neighborhood and there's multiple options for buyers, you want to make sure that your price sharp so that you are the one that gets one of those next offers and hopefully close your deal.
So is it apples to apples? So if you are going to sell right now and you feel like you're taking a hit, because some people just feel like that, whether that's the case or not, if you're going to sell right now, are you going to buy in that same market?
So that's a great question, Kyle, and the answer to that is the strategy to employ. When you buy and sell in the same market, you should be insulated from any of those market risks, where one might be purchasing high and then selling low later and taking a hit one way or another. So if you are exercising those two transactions simultaneously, you will do well in the market.
In the region of Waterloo specifically, where are kind of the deals to be had? Where can you, for a first-time home buyer?
Yeah, for the first-time home buyer, so right now we do have a plethora of condos for sale on the market. There are over 500 that are available right now, and interestingly, at least half of those are vacant. And given this, and that's controlled by a lot of the investor marketplace right now as they try and divest from those purchases they made anywhere from 3 to 7 years ago. Right now in Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, Waterloo Region, Region, there are 47 condos for sale that are priced at $300K or below. So if one thinks that the market is unaffordable to get into, I will say that stat right there allows that first-time buyer, even if they're a single person, and it's not just one bedroom, it's also some two-bedroom condos in that price range, so that you can get your first foot on the rung of that property ladder and start your venture into home ownership.
And that's so important, right, for people, at any age, but especially when you're young. If you can take that step and just start with something small like that, it really can set you up.
It really can set you up. And that same price, or say that same condo 3-4 years ago would have been priced over $400,000. So now we're down about 25 percentage points off that number. So it just gives everyone a little bit more confidence, that opportunity to, yes, get your first place and live there for 2, 4, 5 years, and then see what's next in store for their real estate journey.
Well, Marty, we've been working with you for years, and I know you have a couple of great listings up right now in a variety of price points, too.
In a variety,
so
yes.
What are a few you'd like to highlight?
Sure. So as I just spoke to the condo market in the Waterloo region, right now I do have 5 that are for sale, and on trend, 3 of those 5 are vacant. And it's a matter of the market right now, sellers at various times. A couple of them fit into that affordable range. I have one that's less than $300,000, is a very good opportunity for somebody wanting to get their first place. It's in downtown Kitchener. It's a 1-bed, 1-bath with locker. It does not have parking, but it is right close to the Frederick Street LRT station. Good opportunity for someone who works downtown Kitchener to get their first place and start building real estate equity. On the flip side, I do have another one at the, I'll say the complete opposite end of the property spectrum. It's a home in the Puslinch area of Ontario. It's on 4.5 acres. I have it priced right now at $2.5 million, a 2,500 square foot bungalow that is in excellent condition. It's got a finished basement with in-law suite potential, the triple car garage, but the allure there again is the 4.5 acres, which is a little bit more than, say, the standard house size in that area. Just having that extra land gives you a little bit more opportunity to sprawl. And we're still only a few minutes from the highway, but you still seem to have this privacy and solace that so many people are looking for at that price point.
Amazing. Okay, before we let you go, can I ask you about your socks?
Yes.
Because we've been working with you for maybe 7 years?
Maybe around 7 or 8, yes.
Which is fantastic. And every time we do a video shoot with Marty, he wears a great pair of socks, and we always feature it. And then our team here always makes sure that we wear interesting socks when Marty's here. So we'll have to get a shot of the socks to show the people at home. But you've now become known for this.
You're right, I have. So I often will get stopped by people. They do refer to me as the Bearded Realtor because I've been using that moniker for right around the same period of time. And the one time I just had on this fancy pair of socks, and I said to the camera person at the time, why don't we shoot these socks with that flooring type? And now at every listing, I do crack open a brand new fresh pair of socks so that they do get showcased in the video with the flooring at that particular listing.
Well, we love it and we look forward to it. Marty, thank you.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Kyle.
And if you'd like to know more about these properties that Marty just talked about or have any questions for him, you can contact him. The number is right there on your screen.